I'm a 40-year-old man role-playing as a teenage girl, and I see no problem with that. Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Gaming. I'm Chris Chappell. And after almost a decade, we finally get the direct sequel to the greatest game ever made. Life is Strange. Am I being sarcastic? Ironic? I really have no idea. Max Caufield is back in Deck 9's Life is Strange Double Exposure. With her reality-altering superpowers, chronically quirky attitude, and choices that will have consequences. Max is older and maybe wiser now? She spent the first game fawning over what is arguably the most toxic best friend in video game history. I'm sorry, you wanted me to take the blame for your drugs? Possession of marijuana is a felony. Chloe Price was a gun-stealing, drug-dealing maniac who wanted to abuse your superpower even as it was clearly giving you a brain aneurysm. But what can I say? I never was a teenage girl. In Double Exposure, Max's power to rewind time has evolved into the power to transfer her consciousness to other timelines, which will come in handy as Max discovers her friend Safi was murdered. Max will bounce between this timeline and one where Safi is still alive, trying to solve the mystery of the murder and hopefully prevent it. Of course, the question on everyone's mind is, which ending from the first game is canon? The one where you accept the fact that the universe rightly hates Chloe and wants her dead, or the one where you sacrifice the entire town of Arcadia Bay to a superstorm created from your abuse of the timeline so Chloe can continue to make poor life decisions. I know which one I chose. To sacrifice the town. Not to save Chloe, but to friend-zone Warren permanently. But according to developers, neither ending is canon. Life is Strange is a series about choices and their consequences. And Double Exposure lets you choose which ending is canon by what you have Max reveal to her new friends. I killed an entire town for you, Chloe, and you're ghosting me? Ugh, typical. The Life is Strange series is credited as being one of the first games that really lets you explore identities not typically represented in video games. In my book, Evo did it first. But who better to put you into the shoes of a teenage girl than the middle-aged men who wrote this story? The teenage years are a time when many people struggle with issues of identity. Who am I? 24601? A stereotypical jock? Beautiful but toxic artist? Oh my God, I love you, Victoria. But adolescence is a relatively new invention. It was first described in 1904 by the first president of the American Psychological Association, G. Stanley Hall. In the ancient world, when a child hit sexual maturity at puberty, around 13, they were considered an adult with all the responsibilities of adulthood. Now there's this new time in between childhood and adulthood that seems to be going on longer and longer for some people, extending well into midlife and beyond. Losers who spend all their time playing and thinking about video games. Oh my God, I'm talking about myself. Adolescence is supposed to be a time where you find yourself, discover who you really are deep down inside. Society encourages teens to make a break with parents, the belief systems they were raised with, in order to find their true identity. The assumption is identity is this objective thing that must be discovered. The body is, just as Plato attributes to Socrates, the prison house of the soul. There is a pure essence of things, and anything material is necessarily lower and bad. And you must break through that illusion to find the truth. Contrast this to the traditional Jewish philosophy that defines the soul as literally breath, the life of the body. It's not something distinct and separate from this material body, and it's not your identity. All human souls are essentially the same. I'm not alive in a way different from another human being. Animals have animal souls, and plants have plant souls. In the ancient human settlement of Chappell, archaeologists discovered that these ancient people would bury their dead family members underneath their floors, with clothing and food. This shows that not only did ancient people believe in an afterlife, but that the dead body was still tied to the identity of their departed loved one, not just a prison house for who their loved ones really were. This view of identity, then, is different from the soul as some kind of transcendent orb. A person's identity persists after they're gone because identity is a bunch of nested relationships with one's family, community, social trends and thoughts, which is what Hegel called Geist or spirits. In the ancient world, one's identity was defined by the community and ritual life they participated in. And so the problem with adolescence for Max Caufield and co. is that society doesn't recognize them as adults. So they can't go out into the world as a body, so they must try to define who they are over against the people in their lives, their family, their community, their religion. But they've been sold a lie. Our culture teaches that those things aren't really you. You are this beautiful, unique snowflake. But this rattles and shakes what is your actual identity. Separate from the social bonds of your community, you have no identity. There is no you inside to discover. And so the ever-growing length of adolescence becomes really just a period of nihilism. The social isolation of the COVID era that broke down these social bonds created a whole swath of mental health problems we haven't even yet begun to fully understand because people lost their identity. And so why does our culture want you insecure in your identity? To sell you things, to groom you in a particular way so they can exploit you, perhaps sexually. They want to take things from you, not give you something. Identity becomes what you buy, what you wear. Sorry, Chloe, trying to be punk with that blue hair dye, those tattoos, and leather jacket doesn't make you cool, it makes you a consumer. Frankly, that money could have been better spent paying off your drug debt. All of the kids in Life is Strange are defined by their purchases. Are you an artist? Better buy expensive equipment. A cool kid? Better buy drugs and attend the right parties. It's all very expensive. And the cool teacher is actually a psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Things are made worse by being chronically online. This only serves to exacerbate the bodiless experience, as adolescents seek out self-reinforcing digital communities that further exploit their members. You always need something new to craft your identity out of things, which is expensive and never-ending because it's not real. All this does is serve to create artificial barriers that separate and isolate individuals in their actual community, which is where they would find their actual identity. I'm not a teen girl. I just play one online. Thank you for watching Deep Thoughts While Gaming. And remember, you'll be judged by the things you do. And unlike Max, you don't have a rewind button. Well, maybe you do, I guess I wouldn't know. Need a community and an identity? Then subscribe to Gamers Unbeaten. You can support more Deep Thoughts While Gaming over at patreon.com/gamersunbeaten, or you can hit that join button to become a channel member. You'll get access to an exclusive Discord server, live streams, videos, and emojis, but remember, this action will have consequences. And here's another video exploring identity in Baldur's Gate 3, where you can have sex with the bear.